and work on consistency, and they go on a 9-0 run to end the half. And then, I think playing X at the 4, playing him with the guys we played, I got to get him some more minutes, so that's the way I could do it now. I feel bad because Joe, it just wasn't a game in the first half. I thought Joe did some great things, and then they went small in the second half, and I just thought it was a bad situation. And Obach was playing so well. And then, Tim was playing great, then he got in foul trouble, so I just went with my gut, went with X. And I had a good talk with him yesterday in my office, and I just said, hey, if you want to get on the floor, I can play you here, and you're probably going to play a lot. And he was just like, Coach, I'll do whatever it takes to win. I'll do whatever you want me to do. And that's what you want from your players. And, I thought our guys answered the bell, and I thought they played well. Thought they played with a lot of energy. When you have a group like this, and I think Hunter's been on some teams like this, maybe not as much as this one, but this is a young group. I thought the last 2 practices that we had, they showed great resolve in the sense that they had a great attitude. They came together. They challenged each other. They weren't pouting. They didn't feel sorry for themselves. And it's the first time they faced adversity, and they came through, and they were ready to go today. And I thought they came with effort and energy, and they competed.
They did, especially on the defensive end.
Right.
You adjusted to, and that zone caused fits for Coleman. In the first half at least.
Right. And then he just started burying his head when we had him by 20, and then he just, it's hard to, you're going to foul him and do some things. But it did give him fits. But, that's one thing we can do. We can change up defenses. But, I think that our guys put so much, I think they were shocked after the Rice game, the way it ended. I think we didn't take care of business up 17. Did kind of the same thing where we cut it to 9 here. We didn't make plays. Cullen fouls out with 5 minutes to go. We missed a free throw to put us up 4. The game's over. That just happens. I thought they played with great energy against Auburn. I thought they played hard. I just think we had 3 possessions where we could have taken the lead, and we didn't do it. And then they just kind of, with all the things going on back here and, with stuff going on with the football player and those guys being so close, I didn't really want to talk about it, but, it stung them. It shocked them a little bit, and we just didn't come to play in the BYU game, and I thought we would, and they made some shots, and we got it close for half. And then Washington State, we kind of ran out of gas. We didn't compete as like we did tonight. And I think that's a maturity thing, but I think they're getting it. I think they're trying. I mean, they're doing everything I've asked them to do. They haven't they haven't done, we had 2 really good meetings in Hawaii. I had them put up on the board what was the difference between the 7-2 team and what's the 7-5 team. And it was amazing that I left the room. None of my coaches were there because they were scouting games, and it was very unique perspective from my sense just to see what they thought and they were pretty open, and they had some words as far as brothers that you have to have, and it was good because I wanted them to talk and I wanted them to get it out, and I think they did, and I think it made us tough. I think it made us tougher. I think it made us a unit. I think it made a sense that we have to do some things. If you watch my team tonight, guys, and you've seen a lot of basketball, my team's as good as anybody we're going to play for that 8 or 9 minutes in the first half. But we can't go through inconsistent performance and then inconsistent, lulls with 4 minutes in the game or where you have 4 or 5. I mean, we held them scoreless for 11 minutes. And, I like my team. And then, I'm just sad that Nick left. It's a bad deal. Really not his decision. People around him, he shows up to the game, but, it's just a bad deal. It's that era of, he thinks he should start, thinks he should play 30 minutes a game and not want to put in the work, but he worked hard for us and he was getting better. I just feel bad for him because I think he would have been a really good player for us our junior and senior year. And I love the kid. He's a good kid. I just wish him the best. And, I think our guys are just going forward. It just gives some other guys some opportunities that they might not have had.
Did it blindside you a little bit?
No, I've been dealing with this for about 4 months. It's been an energy drain for me. And, you try to do the best you can. And the biggest thing about here is, everybody gives me a hard time sometimes about who I recruit, who leaves. And that's just the nature of the beast. And I'm going to continue to recruit because I'm not going to get caught off guard. I got a great group of guys in my room. in my locker room. I think they're close-knit. I think they're getting tougher. I think their chemistry's building on the floor. They got great chemistry off the floor. I mean, you guys are around them. It's pretty good. But here, they got to get better. They got to get better on the floor. But it didn't really blindside me. But I want what's best for each kid. And if a kid thinks he's best somewhere else, then I have to. And I'm for that. I'm supporting that. It's just like when Alex went to the draft. I busted my butt to get him in the pre-draft thing. I busted my butt to get him drafted. That's my job. My job is not to hurt any kid. My job is to mentor kids and hope they're all successful. So I wish him the best. And, you know, I had a great experience with him when he was here, and I just hope he does well.
You're going to have to get creative, though, because your front court was already thin.
We're capable of doing that. I think we did that tonight.
And we saw it tonight. That
we haven't seen all of it, but I don't want to show everything.
No,
you don't want to show all your cards.
But that stretch from the 13:27 mark when Tim sat with 4 fouls to when he came back at 4:32 was
we made our biggest run, guys, and you know, Elijah's playing at a high level. We made 15 straight free throws, one short of the school record. If you watch our Auburn game, we went on a 15-3 run when he was on the bench. Tonight, when he was on the bench, we made our run in the first half. So that just shows that our team's getting better. That just shows our team, we're getting performances from other guys when your guy that's, you know, scoring your points and doing certain things for you is not playing. And that's what you need to get, and you need to get it from everybody. But I thought O was terrific. I thought Tim Williams was terrific. But Tim had, what did he have tonight, 20? And he didn't even play 10 minutes of the second half. So
you noticed the energy. Tim played with a lot of energy, and the ball went into him.
Yep.
He talked about that in Hawaii, and I think the first pass in, I mean, he touched it was the first play. He got.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean,
they're going to have to. We're going to have to do that because we got to play through him, and when we play through him, we're better. You know, it's also hard for us offensively in the games out in Hawaii when you're not guarding and you're taking it out of the net. It's hard. You can't get the big part of your game in transition going and play downhill, and that's always a problem for us.
Coach, we were watching the game, and you know, the turnovers still at issue. 20 turnovers. How? I mean, I didn't see the turnovers really from the full court press. I think a lot of them were in a half court.
Yeah, and I think, Hunter, if I go watch the tape, and, you know, they asked me the question up top. If I go watch the tape, I would think half of them are bad plays, and I think half of them we just didn't catch balls.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Unforced turnovers.
Yeah, just where we make a pass, we don't concentrate, we don't go meet the ball, a guy runs away. You know, and they asked that up top in the press conference. I said, guys, I'm with you, but I don't want my guys playing scared. I don't want my guys not trying to make plays. But if I went back and watched the tape, like I got a pretty good memory, I can think 4 or 5 times where we made passes and guys, it just went right through their hands. I mean, that's just part of it, but that's playing together and learning to play together. But I would say we can cut that in half. If we get to 15 and playing as fast as we play and score 88, I'm good with that. But I think if you look back, and you guys know the game, if you look back, I think there's 5 plays that there was just missed catches. I mean, making the right play, we just had missed catches. And that happens. But we gotta continue not to, you know, try to improve on that.
Okay. Oh, and
plus we get maturity.
And
But
18 assists.
but maturity-wise, when you get up 20, guys think that they, instead of hitting singles and win by 15-run rule, we're trying to hit grand slam, and that's when you dwindle the lead, and I think our guys are learning that.
One of the guys that plays fast, and when he plays fast, he's at his best, is your son, Cullen, and you want him to continue to be himself, right?
Yeah, I made a decision out and here's what people don't understand. I made a decision in the Washington State game when my son comes to me and says, Dad, I can't play at my level. I'm hurting the team because my foot's bothered me. Don't play me. That's selfless. That's doing it for his teammates instead of, well, I benched him. It was my decision. It was a coach's decision. But I don't want to talk about injuries. I don't like making excuses. But that's what happened. I made a coach's decision, and that's when everybody asked me, and I told you at the radio show, I said, I made a coach's decision, and that's what it was. I made a coach's decision, but I know my son, and my thing is with my son is I've got to let him play. You guys watched him play a lot in high school. if he doesn't play with the fire and the competitiveness and the emotions, now if he gets a little bit out of control, I know when to get him out, and I did it tonight, and then I can get him back. But I know him, and I know what it means to him. I know what it means for him to play here. I know how bad he wants to win. I know how bad he wants to be a part of this in a big way. But I got to let him be him. I can't, you can't harness a Mustang, and that's when he's at his best. And I have to rein him in when he gets out of whack, and I can do that. I just take him out. It's pretty simple. I've done it several times. So, and then he comes back, plays solid, makes some good plays, makes some free throws. But I thought he played with great energy tonight and did some good things. Now he had, I bet you, 3 or 4 passes that should have been caught, but that's part of it. When you have the ball and you're the point guard, that's what happens. I mean, you got to take responsibility of that. But I thought all in all, he gave great effort. I think all we did, we just got to help Sam get a little bit freer, but he's getting there. He's trying to make plays on the rim. He's doing some things. He just couldn't get him to go tonight. But if we can get him going too, then we're pretty potent.
Wow, 5 guys in double figures tonight, and you get 14 points off the bench, a career high from X.
Yeah,
that's terrific.
Well, I just think he plays with energy and brings his energy, and plus he creates a mismatch, and he's hard to guard. I don't know how many times we swung it to him in the corner, and he drove his guy, and the guy can't guard him. And that's what I'm trying to do. And one thing about X that people don't know, he probably knows every position in the offense. And I never worried about playing him there or subbing for Tim because I could put him in those spots and he can run the offense. He's that kid. But I got to get him on the floor, and I got to get we got so much depth in the guards that I got to play those guys. And, you're going to see Dane Kuiper. I mean, Dane didn't play tonight, but he's going to have to play because if we go that way, we're going to have to get some people some rest.
Did you say something about rebounding at halftime? Because they rebounded the ball there in that 9-0 run at the end of the first half, and then you guys out-rebounded them. It was 17-9 in the second half.
When we get up or when we have lulls, it's because we try to make home run plays and turn it over. We take some bad shots because we take some bad shots, and then you give second chance points. If you don't do those 3 things, they can't catch you. But I think our guys understood what they had to do. I think they buckled down. They really made a concerted effort. I mean, we were out rebounding in the second half, and we had 4 guards on the floor.
Yeah.
And, if we continue to do that, that's good because we're active to the ball. That group can get active to the ball, and I think Sam and X can do a little more. I think they can be more active to the ball. So, it's just one of those things.
All right, another quick turnaround. You're on the road to Fresno, and you've got Fresno State. They're really good Saturday night.
Yeah, we're going to leave tomorrow, so get the guys up there and try to control them on New Year's Eve.
All right. Thanks a lot, Coach. And congratulations.
All right, we'll see you guys.
Lobo men's basketball coach Craig Neal, your Delta Dental coach's comments brought to you by Delta Dental of New Mexico. Almost 400,000 New Mexicans covered by Delta Dental plans. For more info, log on to deltadentalnm.com.